We're going to go ahead and get started. We've got a lot of stuff to cover, and I'm sure we're going to have a lot of questions with this one. Guys, if you're joining us for the first time, make sure to go to our Facebook private group at facebook.com/groups/agent mastermind, and I will make sure our special guest is a part of that group today. David Etheridge is CEO and co-founder of SavvyCard, and man, I got a little sneak peek of what he's going to be sharing with us today. Guys, this is, I don't know, I refer to it as the George Jetson of real estate, man. It's so far like above and beyond and outside the box that he's going to share with us a digital business card, listings that tie to your digital business card, MLS search capability, search directory, referral tool, short code texting, which we're going to show you at the end, and so much more. So, David, awesome what you've put together, and I'm honored to have you on the call today, and just glad that you're able to provide such an amazing feature for real estate agents to grow their business. So, congratulations on your success, man.
Great, thank you, Scott, and we really appreciate you having me as a guest today.
Absolutely.
So if everybody's looking at the screen, you should be able to see Scott's SavvyCard, and he's really that good looking. We didn't Photoshop this at all.
You didn't Photoshop that?
No.
I got a face for radio, they say.
Yeah, well, I'm wondering what you're looking at, because you're looking at something off the card, and I don't know what it is. So you're gonna have to tell him.
I can't share that. That's privileged. I'll do that off the call. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. All right. So I'm showing my card now.
All right.
Mine is heavily photoshopped. Okay. I have a face for radio too. So my wife is a graphic designer, and that's why I look okay on my card. So. But what I want to do today is just kind of walk through the real estate features for SavvyCard and show you how realtors in the markets that we're in today, which are mostly markets in Florida, are using SavvyCard to save time, win more listings and make more money. And I'm excited to get to the Q&A portion of this because I expect there'll be a lot of questions. But I guess we're going to spend probably 30 or 40 minutes just going over the features, and then we'll do the Q&A, right?
Amen. Yeah, that sounds great, man. And the features are the best part about the whole thing. Just because there's so much here, and guys, no need to really take notes. I'm gonna have the recording available for you after the class. Just get with the loan professional that's saying the class. We'll make sure and get you a copy of the recording.
Great. All right. So is there some way we can make sure everybody's seeing Bonnie Strickland's card right now before I dive in and start talking about it?
Yep. Does everybody see Bonnie Strickland's mobile business card on the screen right now with a black background? Yes. Okay, cool. Doug Ranger, yes. Great. Looks good. Okay, cool. Everybody's good. Yep.
Great. All right. So let me start off before we get into the the features of the card. Just talk to you about what SavvyCard is. So we all have downloaded applications to our phone, like Angry Birds or the Starbucks app, which my wife uses all the time, and there's all these tools. Like realtors are being bombarded with, application tools that they can download through the iPhone store or what have you. And SavvyCard is not a native application. What's really kind of unique about it is it's a web application. So you don't have to download it. You don't have to install it. You can basically send a SavvyCard to anybody in the world on any device as long as it has a web browser. So it'll work on you're viewing one on a desktop right now. It'll work on a desktop, a laptop, a Kindle. It'll work on an Xbox 360. If it's got a browser, SavvyCard will work on it. And you don't have to, today a lot of the agents out there have tools that are provided by the brokerages that are, native applications. And if you're going to get a customer to use it, you got to get them to jump through a bunch of hurdles and download it and install it on their phone first. Well, here,
right.
Realtors like Bonnie Strickland, she just shares her card using the share button by email or text or social media to a customer, and the customer within seconds is interacting with her card. They're searching for real estate, or they're reading about Bonnie's background, or they're getting service provider recommendations from her card in seconds, right? So it's a really powerful combination of all the things that you can do through a native application, but it also kind of replaces the need for a website or for a mobile website. So
right.
So anyway, you can see in the upper right-hand corner here that there's a URL. So Bonnie gets her own URL, and she can map the URL to like a Realtor.com URL or to any other custom URL she wants. So if you wanted your Savvy card to come up when people typed in BonnieStrickland.realtor, for example, then you can, we can help you to map your URL so that it links to your Savvy card. And I get a lot of people saying, well, why would I want to use a Savvy card instead of a website? What we found is we've done A/B testing between websites and Savvy cards, and when a customer lands on a Savvy card, they act, right? They don't read, they act. They call, they search for real estate, and we get better conversions on Savvy cards than on most realtors' websites, which is a really powerful component of the of the tool. So.
Well, the cool part about this, David, that I want everybody to understand is you are actually looking at this. We're looking at this on a computer. We're not actually viewing a phone, correct?
No, this is live on a computer. So
live on a computer. So like this is like when somebody, and we're going to go over this later, but when we search her, this actually comes up above a lot of the top search engine real estate sites. So we're going to show you that in a little bit. But I just wanted to let you know that this is how it looks on a computer, but it also looks like this on your phone, which is just brilliant.
Yeah, and on a tablet, an iPad, or whatever, it works.
Correct.
On all of this. I had a guy, and we were bringing it up on a Google Watch the other day, and we're part of what's cool about Savvy Card is as new devices come out in the marketplace, we're able to quickly ensure that Savvy Card supports those devices, and so you don't have to pay extra money to make sure that your Savvy Card is going to work on new devices as they get adopted by the mass market. So it's really what we call a future-ready tool. So and that's valuable because realtors you don't want to have to pay a bunch of additional money to make sure your website or your mobile website is going to work on new devices when they come in the marketplace. So
right on.
All right, so let me go through some of the features. So some of the buttons are pretty self-explanatory: call, email, text. This just makes it really easy for a customer to get in contact with Bonnie. So they bookmark Bonnie's Savvy card on their phone, and it looks like a native application. Like here, I'm going to show you what it looks like on a phone. So that's what my Savvy card looks like on an iPhone. It looks just like a native app, like Google Maps or whatever. But when you touch that icon, it opens up a card that looks like this. This is a realtor in Tampa Bay, or it looks like this. This is Bonnie Strickland, who's a realtor in St. Petersburg. And so within a couple of seconds, they go from touching your icon on their phone to interacting with your personal web application. So I use this all the time on my home screen for my iPhone. I've got all of the icons for my business partners, for my realtor. And so instead of opening up my iPhone contacts and having to scroll through and find the person, I just touch their face and hit call, and I'm talking to Bonnie, right? So I'll come back to, it's really cool and really, really quick. In a minute, I'll come back and I'll talk about the listings button, but I want to go through some of the other features first. So profile, you've got basically the equivalent of a LinkedIn profile here. So you can write about your experience and why someone should choose you to be their realtor in the marketplace. There's an organizational profile, which can describe your brokerage or your real estate team. I'll come back to share in a minute as well, because share and listings are the two most important buttons. But we'll go to the second page. I can get turn-by-turn directions to any of Bonnie's offices, any of the offices she works out of. Right? So it's really easy. If I'm meeting her at her office, then I just click on this, and it'll give me turn-by-turn directions. Social media, links to all of her social media accounts. So if I want to follow Bonnie on YouTube or Twitter or whatever, I can just click here, get to her page, and connect with her. Contact info. This is really cool. I get her card. I click on Download vCard, and it's going to open up the vCard and allow me to basically drop it right into Microsoft Outlook. Okay.
Very cool.
And what's nice about this is I may save her vCard now. But what if she changes her phone number in a couple of months?
Good point. You bring up a great point.
Yeah, if I go to call her and her phone number is old, right? I gotta figure out another way to connect with her. Well, now all I've got to do is click on the link for her Savvy card, open up her Savvy card, and download a new V card. Which, because Savvy card's in the cloud, it'll always have the latest contact information for her, right? And so
like you bring up a good point. So what David's saying is, if you ever change, like if somebody has this on their phone and you go in and physically change your address, your company, your header, anything at all, when they go to click on your thing again, it's going to come up and be whatever you have changed it to. So you never have to worry about whether they have the right information or right company or right logo or right address or right social media site, whatever. If you add or subtract or change, it's all updated immediately. So when they click on it, it's always correct, which is way cool.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And here in a minute, I'll show you her daughter, Ashley Strickland, also uses the product, and Ashley has a button on her card called Savvy where she links to articles, right? So in her market, it might be an article about why it's important to blow out your sprinkler systems every September so that they don't freeze in the Denver market, right? And so she links from her card to all kinds of information that's relevant to her customers, and it gets her customers to come back on a regular basis to see what articles she's linking to. So you're able to manage the card in real time by adding information to it without needing to know how to program or hire a web development team and pay them extra fees. So it's a really easy-to-use tool. But a couple other things. The Notes button allows people to add a note to your card, so it's kind of the equivalent of flipping over a business card and writing a little note on the back. And this note is private to them. So if I wrote a note, about my relationship with Bonnie, it would only show up for me, right? So that's a cool tool. And then the Save button tells you how to save the card on any device. So here it's telling me to basically hit Control-D, and it's going to put Bonnie's card in my bookmark bar. But if I was on an iPhone, it would tell me how to save it to my home screen.
Love it. So no matter what phone it's on, it automatically recognizes what phone it's on?
Phone or laptop or
iPad or whatever it is. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Very
so
cool.
We try to make this as easy as possible for the customer, for the consumer, so that there's really no barrier for them to store and get back to the realtor's card, right? So
right.
I told you I'd kind of highlight share and listing, so I'll do share first. So
okay.
Is there anybody out there that wants to buy some real estate in St. Petersburg?
Absolutely.
So I'll use you as a guinea pig, Scott. I'll use you as a guiney pig. So I'm going to introduce you to
so guys, if you're not paying attention right now, this is so easy and so cool. What he's doing now is he's going to show you, like, if you were to meet a new client or a new buyer, seller, maybe a friend at the soccer game or tennis match or whatever, and you wanted to give them your mobile business card, this is how you actually do it. So you click the share button, and these options pop up, which is really super easy.
Yeah, so the options are share by email, share by text, share by social media, share by QR code, and introduce. And I'll go through each of them real quickly in a second, but let me start with share by text message. So let's
say that's the most common?
It depends. I mean, a lot of realtors, the average age of realtors in Florida, for example, is like 55. So for a lot of realtors in Florida, their customers, they're older and they want it shared to them by email, right? But yeah, for the millennials and that stuff, it's all text for them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the process. Let's say that I meet Scott someplace, and he's talking to me about buying real estate in St. Petersburg, and so he says, "Do you know a good realtor? Who do you use, or who can I talk to?" I would say, "Listen, I know a great realtor, Bonnie Strickland. Let me share her card to you." And I would open her card on my phone and click on the share button, and then I would click on share by text message, and I would say, "Scott, what's your mobile phone number?"
Yep, 269-217-4481.
I was expecting it to be a 1-900 number, but that's
yeah,
so,
right.
And so Scott Hudspeth, right? And so then I'm going to scroll
correct.
down and I'm going to say, Bonnie, this is a demo, because if I don't, Bonnie's going to be calling you up in about 5 minutes trying to sell you real estate in St. Petersburg, okay?
Cool. Perfect.
Okay, so I hit send text, in a couple of seconds here, it's sent. So a couple of things happened just now. First of all, Scott's going to get on his iPhone a text message with a link to Bonnie's Savvy card, and a little message that says, David Etheridge shared Bonnie Strickland Savvy card to you, and then it'll say, here's the message, and the message is going to say, Bonnie, this is a demo. Okay. Normally I would have said, Bonnie, meet Scott. Scott is interested in real estate in St. Pete and is expecting your call, right? And Bonnie, like right now, Bonnie is somewhere getting excited that she got a text referral through Savvy Card, and then she's opening it up and going, oh, damn it, it's David demoing my card again. So she's not going to call and pester Scott. But under most circumstances, she would be calling Scott up in a couple of minutes, and here's how she would approach it. She would call him up and say, Scott, I just got a message that David referred me to you. How do you know David? Right? Because what we've done is we've just created this context for this referral where she's not calling you up and acting like a real estate agent. She's calling you up and acting like somebody who
as a friend.
Is a mutual friend,
yeah.
David Etheridge. And so Scott's going to say, yeah, well, David was on my show earlier. And then, after a couple of minutes, they'll get to the point of the referral, which is, well, David said you were looking for real estate in St. Petersburg. How can I help you? But what's happened is instead of a nameless, faceless, phone number or email address, which is how most referrals are passed today, Scott's looking at her picture on his phone. He feels like he's been introduced to her. We've created a warm introduction that's backed by the credibility of my relationship with Scott, right? So it's really powerful, and we see the conversions. The likelihood that someone is going to do business with Bonnie because I referred her in this way goes way up relative to giving a business card or writing a phone number down on a napkin or sending an email with their contact information, right?
Yep.
So the other thing that's happened, though, is this share that I just did is being tracked in our system. So I'm going to go and show you my analytics. This is my dashboard for SavvyCard for my account. And right here in my dashboard is this button, Card Analytics. You seeing that, Scott?
Yeah, yep, I see the card, yep. This is great stuff, guys, if you're not paying attention. This shows you, this is really, really cool.
So I just opened up my Card Analytics, and I can see the number of shares, the number of referrals, the total number of views that my card has had over the last, 90 days, who the referral partners are that are sending my card out the most, right? So Michael Monheit's one of my investors. Joe Hamilton's an investor. John Marshall's one of my sales guys. So I can see who's sharing my card. And this is how I pick who to send Christmas gifts to every year, right? So
there you go.
So down here is the most important part, because this is a log of every referral and share that's ever taken place, right, through my account. So you can see I shared my card to someone, Katie Pemble. Katie is a VP of marketing for C1 Bank. I met her this morning. And when I shared my card to her, I captured her mobile number, and then I put a little message in there to remind me that she was with C1 Bank and that I want to follow up with her about having her advertise with us, right? And then yesterday I shared my card to Scott, and I captured his phone number, and there we go, looking forward to being on Agent Mastermind. So in the future, if I'm like, who was that guy who did that great webinar, and I go in here and type in webinar in search, and it's going to find this referral, right? And so I can remind myself, because I'm terrible with names, right? I'm a face guy, right?
Yeah.
And so this helps me to remember who Scott was and when did we talk and what was the context and everything else. But you'll see most of these are me referring cards. But I'm going to show you Michael Monheit, who is my top referral partner. I'm going to do a search, and you'll see all of the referrals that Michael has ever shared today. So I might say, I remember Michael referred me to a guy who's a writer for a technical magazine, a tech blog in Philadelphia, but I can't remember his name. So I just type in Monheit, find all the referrals that Michael's made, and then I go through the list and I go, oh, it was Race Rollins, right? Race is he's a writer for Technically Philly, right? And maybe I have a story that I want to roll out in Philadelphia because we're doing a deal with the association, and I want to start getting press in Philadelphia to the realtors. So now I can reach out to Michael and say, Michael, can you introduce me to Race? Because I'd like to see if Race will run a story for us, right? But what this is doing is it's keeping this, it's a lightweight CRM, right, customer relation management system. It's keeping track of all the referrals and shares, not just that I've made, but that everybody else has made on my behalf.
That's awesome.
So,
that's awesome. A couple people are asking, so one person asked, so if I don't have any listings, can I hide the listings tab? Like if I had a bad month and don't have any listings, because if you don't, would it just not be there?
Yeah, but I'm going to show you why you don't want to hide the listings tab in just a minute.
Okay.
But
oh yeah, you're right.
So,
good point.
So let me go back and finish off the share demo. Here we are back on Bonnie's card, and I'm going to show you a couple other share features real quick, and then we'll dive into listings, and that'll answer the question, right? Okay, so back to the share button. You can share by email or text message, but my favorite one is share by social. So let's say I've done business with Bonnie, and I want to thank her for helping me get my home sold really quickly and at top price, right? So Bonnie would tell me, listen, if you want to thank me, go to my card and share it to your social media accounts. So let's see how easy this is, right? So I go to share by social, I click on Facebook, and what it's going to do is it's going to open up my social media account, my Facebook account, and it's going to embed Bonnie's Savvy card.
Wow, that's cool.
Into my social media account. And then I would say something like, Bonnie is an amazing realtor in Pinellas County. Highly recommend her, right? And so then I hit share, and it's going to push Bonnie's card to my to my Facebook feed. And now anybody that sees that and clicks on the card, it's going to take them to Bonnie's card. And now they're able to call her, text her, read about her, or search her listings. And all of this was driven automatically. Bonnie didn't have to lift a finger. I just shared her card, and now she's getting leads through my social media network, right? So that's a really powerful tool. And if you get somebody that's a high-profile person who has a big social media following, right, a buyer who's a CEO for some company, okay, or they're in the press or whatever, then this tool can generate, dozens of inbound leads for you. And every one of those leads could be worth tens of thousands of dollars in commissions, right? So that's the share button. And when we do the Q&A session, if you guys have questions about the share functionality, I'd be happy to answer those. But now we'll go on to the listings button, which this is where the realtors get real excited, right? So what we've got here is a full MLS search. So I'm going to do featured listings second, but I'll start with Find Homes. So this is a mobile-friendly search, but we got a lot of people that use it on desktop too because it's easy. It allows me to search for any property that's for sale in Bonnie's MLS region, right? So I'm going to use the GPS search here. I'm just going to pop in our location. So I'm on 2nd Street South in St. Petersburg. I just clicked on that and it brought it up. And then I'm going to go and click on search. So it's going to find every property that's for sale in a 1-mile radius around my current location. And notice how fast that was. Less than 1 second after I clicked search, it brought me all of the properties. So, amazing. And this is not just Bonnie's listings. It's every listing in the market, right? So here's here's a condo that's being sold.
IDX feed. So it's an IDX feed that you would tie into. So you never would not have listings. If you don't have any yourself, you still would have the IDX feed that's tied into your MLS, which is tied into your Savvy card.
Correct. Yeah. So a realtor that gets a website built is going to have to go pay $30, $60 a month or whatever just to get the IDX feed for their website. So what this has is the equivalent of a mobile optimized IDX feed built right into the card, right? And the thing that's nice about it is because we're an IDX provider for the MLSs for the associations and MLSs where we launch. It's not like Zillow. Zillow has listings that may have sold nine months ago, right? So a lot of my realtors, Bonnie included, they have to answer questions, with buyers all the time who find a property on Zillow, and then they call Bonnie, and Bonnie says that property is no longer for sale. It was off the market 6 months ago. Or they find a property on Zillow, and the price is like 60% off on the Zestimate tool, right? And so she's constantly having to answer questions about Zillow, and it negatively impacts, her relationship with customers and her brand. So what she wants to do is when someone contacts her, she wants to share her card to them and tell them to go use the listing tool right on her card because it's pulling the information straight from the local MLS. And she knows the information is accurate, it's updated every 24 hours, and that it's really delivering, the best possible experience. But I want to show you what's even more exciting for Bonnie. So I'm going to type in 33701, having trouble typing, which is one of our local zip codes, and I'm going to do a zip code search. And so here's properties that are for sale. Here's a church that's for sale in St. Pete. If I click on one of those, it's going to take me to a profile for that property. I can scroll down and I can see pictures, I can scroll down and see the description and general information, but then you can see there's buttons here for request a showing and request more information, right? If I scroll down a little further, you can see that it's brokered by Water's Edge Realty, which we're required to post that based on IDX and rest feed rules. But if I fill this out and request a showing, that's going to Bonnie, because I'm coming through Bonnie's card. It's not going to whichever realtor advertises on Zillow and purchases the zip code. It's not going to the listing agent unless Bonnie's the listing agent. It's going to the realtor whose card it is that I did the search through, right? So basically, every property in the MLS is available through Bonnie's card, and no matter which property I find, it's going to lead me back to Bonnie as the buyer's agent. So,
excellent. So there's and I don't know. I guess we'll save the questions for the end because a lot of questions coming in about the IDX. So I'd like to get through the features first because I want to make sure and cover them. Just so everybody knows, and I hope you're okay with me sharing this, David. Everybody is able to get a Savvy card for free right now. I mean, you can go to savvycard.com, set up your own card. The IDX feed is going to be an additional. We're going to talk about that. We're going to share with you how to get access to the IDX and how to get this whole thing started. They're moving fast, and these guys have set up an amazing system. So we're going to give you who to talk to, who to call, how to get set up with this thing. But the Savvy card itself, without the listing tab, without the IDX, is free at this time.
Yeah, you can go to savvycard.com and you can sign up for a free account. And that's not, there's nothing about that account that's realtor specific. And I'll show you an example of a realtor in a market where we don't have the MLS data yet that's using it as Scott said earlier, as her digital business card and using it to capture leads. So what I'm gonna do at the end is I'll explain to you guys which markets we're in and which markets we're not in, and I'll tell you how to get value whether you're in whichever market you're in. Okay.
Right on.
But the last thing I want to really demo before we get over into Q&A is the featured listings. And this is super cool, right? So what we do is whenever Bonnie or any realtor who's paid for our premium product, which is called Savvy Card Professional for Realtors, when you pay for Savvy Card Professional for Realtors, one of the features that we provide is this featured listings system. And what it does is whenever you put a property on the MLS and you're the listing agent, we automatically pull that data and create a Savvy card for the home, which I'll show you in a minute, and we link it to your featured listings on your Savvy card, right? And so this is the featured listings tab. So in essence, Bonnie is carrying around a complete inventory of all of her listings everywhere she goes. And Bonnie, look, even though she wants people to be able to find all the properties in the marketplace through the MLS search, she always wants to showcase her listings and try to get both buy-side and sell-side commission, right? So the first thing she'll do is she'll walk people through her listings right on her phone or their phone using this tool. And, she does this curbside all the time because it's so easy for her to do it. And invariably what will happen is people will say, wow, that's a new property. It's just appeared. I want to go look at that before you get a ton of offers on it, right? And she sold a $2 million home recently where the buyer called her through Zillow to look at one of her older properties. He came out, looked at the property, didn't like it, and he said, listen, thank you, but I'm going to go look at a bunch of other properties. Bonnie saw a customer walking away, right, because he wasn't picking a selling agent, a sales agent. He was just going to do both sides of the transaction through the listing agent, right? And so she stopped him and said, listen, how are you finding real estate? And he said, through Zillow. And she said, did you know that a lot of times Zillow's data is not up to date? They might not get a listing for weeks after the listing, appears in the market because Zillow doesn't have a listing agreement in Bonnie's market. And he said, no, I didn't know that. She said, if you're in a hot market like Snell Isle, which is one of the markets she farms here in St. Petersburg, and a property comes on the market, it's probably going to have a contract within 2 weeks, and that's in most cases before it'll even appear on Zillow. So if you want to get access to all the hot inventory as it appears, you need to be working with a realtor in the market. And he was like, well, okay, show me an example of a property that's not on Zillow that you've got that you can sell to me. And she brought up her Savvy card or featured listings, and walked him through all of it, and he picked out 3 properties that he hadn't seen on Zillow, asked for her to show him, and then bought one of the properties. So she closed a $2 million sale using her Savvy card, buy and sell side commission, $120,000 in commission, paid for her Savvy card program for 500 years.
500 years, right? Right.
Yeah, when I tell that story, people are like, you need to raise your prices. And I'm like, I don't need to raise my prices. But, you know, the point is the tool pays for itself. The first time you sell real estate off a Savvy card, it's paid for itself for years, right? So anyway, this is her inventory, right? But when she shows it to someone, they can click on it, and it brings up basically a mobile web application, a website for each property. And this doesn't cost any extra. For the same price that we sell Savvy Card Professional for, we're creating a web application for every home she lists. And then she can use this home card, this property card is what we call it, to basically market her properties in ways that other realtors can't. Okay?
So this is automatic too. So once it's put in the MLS, it automatically is uploaded to her Savvy card, and this is built automatically for her.
Yeah, she just gets a notification. She puts the information in the MLS, and she gets a notification from us like 24 to 48 hours with a link that says, your new property card for 801 Brightwaters Boulevard has been created. Here's the link to it, and it's been attached to your realtor card, right? So it's all automated.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about it at all. So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
You'll see that the buttons have changed, right? We've got photos. So you click on this, and it's got an inventory of all the photos pulled directly from MLS.
And this stays right in their phone, too.
Stays right in their phone.
So when they open it up, yeah.
Yeah. Then you've got the information. And we've got even more information than most. You know, we've got a feed that gives us more information than most of the what the realtor applications do. So the features is everything. It's all the data that you want, right? And then you've got find. So if you share this card to a buyer and they want to get directions to the home, it's easy to do. And then contact agent. One of the things that will happen is once you create a property card for every home in your market space, it starts getting indexed in Google. You can market it through social media. So you may get buyers who don't know who you are. They're finding you through the property card that's being marketed, right? And when they do, they're going to contact the agent by using this button. That leads back to Bonnie. Right. So now Bonnie's Savvy card or Realtor card is being used as a tool to market her, but all her properties are also marketing her as well, individually, right? And then the school data is cool because, certainly people with kids are interested in school, so you're able to go and look at all the schools and the rating and distances. But this is the big feature. On every home card, there's a listing search, which has the full MLS search and all of Bonnie's property listings right here. So if somebody comes through the home card, they're still able to get right into the MLS listings, and any property they find through one of Bonnie's homes is going to lead back to Bonnie.
Amazing, dude. Yeah, this is kind of like a no-brainer. I mean, yeah, everybody's like, awesome, how do you get it? If we have an IDX, can we tie into it already? Hey, could you do one? You showed me this yesterday. Could you go search? You searched something that had Bonnie's card come up ahead of Zillow and Trulia and stuff on the Google.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just typed in Bonnie Strickland, her name, in Google, right? And here, number one, organic search is RE/MAX. She's a RE/MAX realtor, so this is the corporate site for RE/MAX, her profile. Number two is her website. And she's got 2 listings for her website. She's got her main website and then Meet the Team. Number 3 is her Savvy card, right? Now, what's different here is, what's interesting is that RE/MAX pays a lot of money to come up in search. Bonnie spends thousands of dollars a month to come up in search for her name, right? She hasn't spent a penny on her Savvy card. And for any of you guys that know about search engine optimization, if you're interested in understanding why this is happening, I'm happy to get on the phone and talk with you about that. But Savvy cards, somebody described it this way. I love it. Google, we speak Google. Google, when they see a Savvy card, they understand everything about the Savvy card, right? They know that it's a realtor, and when someone calls from the Savvy card, they know a phone call has been generated, right? So they love Savvy cards for a lot of reasons, and that's why we get such high rankings. if you go down underneath Finding Savvy Card, there's her Realtor.com profile, which she doesn't control, and other realtors can advertise on that page. There's her Zillow profile, which she doesn't control, and other realtors can advertise on her Zillow page. There's her Facebook page. There's our RE/MAX regional page. There's our LinkedIn page. All of them are coming up underneath her Savvy Card, right? So this is really powerful as a reputation management tool. And, you know, I'll show you this. This is even more exciting. I'm going to type in Tampa Home, if I can type, Home Inspector. There we go. And I'm going to do a search on Google for Tampa Home Inspector, right? So these are people paying for their ads, right? These are home inspectors paying for ads. The first organic result for Tampa Home Inspector is a Savvy Card. Todd Johnson.
Just so you guys know the difference between organic, see that little line there? There's a little line there on that. So people pay big money to be, like a lot of money to be above this little line. You can barely see it right there. But like Property Inspectors, Tampa, Advanced Home, there's 3 above the line. The first one below it is Savvy Card, which is the Tampa Home Inspector.
And that's free. Yeah, it's free, but it's very competitive, right? All the websites are trying to get to the top first page of Google. And again, you know, we don't guarantee these results. No one can. But I'm just showing you examples of how this is, you know, an effective search engine optimization tool for a lot of our power users. And what's interesting, if we scroll down, this is Todd Johnson with Frontline Inspections. If I scroll down here, you're going to see Frontline Inspections. His website comes up like
down below. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. And
Crazy.
again, he pays lots of money for his website to be optimized. And when he saw his Savvy Card coming up #1, he called me up and said, man, I'm mad. I'm going to fire my web designers because they're charging all this money, and you got me to will you take over my website and get it to #1 too? And I'm like, Todd, I'd have to charge you thousands of dollars to your website. Right. And he said, well, why is my Savvy Card coming up? And I said, Todd, your Savvy Card is coming up for this very simple reason. Every time you click on one of the buttons on your Savvy Card, or you share it to a customer and they click on it, Google sees that as engagement. And the more engaged people are with your card, the more Google believes it's relevant to customers. And they reward you with that relevance by giving you higher ratings on the search.
Yeah, amazing, dude. Does it work on a BlackBerry?
Yeah, so the new BlackBerry touchscreen, yes. The old BlackBerries, not so much.
No.
I mean, if it's not a touchscreen, I mean, it'll work. You'll be able to see the links and all that kind of stuff. But you got to use the cursor to like navigate, and it's cumbersome.
Pain in the butt.
But it's a pain in the butt. But on the new touchscreen BlackBerries, yes. And you know, if a device comes out that is not touchscreen, but everybody's using it, like maybe Google Watch or you know, the new glasses and stuff like that, then we can modify the way the card works so that it'll work on those devices. There aren't that many devices out there anymore that are not touchscreens that a lot of people use, and so, you know, it's not worth it for us to go and spend a lot of work to get a device that gets 1/10% of the market.
Another a good idea by Jack. Thanks for being here, Jack. He says, can an offline or coming soon properties be added to the listings?
Yeah, pocket listings. Yeah, I mean, you can't do it today, but that's a tool we're rolling out this year. And in fact, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be announcing our first pre-construction Savvy Cards for condominiums. And
nice. Great idea.
I'll share that to Scott, and Scott can maybe distribute it to you guys. But one of the things that we'll be able to do there is, you know, if you're a realtor and you want to go win a condo, right? You know, like Miami is one of our first markets, and there's 20,000 condos that are for sale in Miami. It's crazy. So what you're going to be able to do is go to the condo developer and say, look, I'd like to market your condo to realtors, and I've got this product, a Savvy Card product, where I can create property cards for all the condos and market, you know, use it to market you through social media and through channels that you're probably not reaching effectively today. So that's a product that we'll be rolling out in Q2, and it's a competitive advantage for realtors who adopt it, right? So yeah, that's something that we're rolling out, those tools, pocket listings, you know, rental properties, all that kind of stuff that's not a part of the MLS. We'll be rolling those out later this year.
That's funny. Tom said Todd is doing an inspection for me from contacting him through his Savvy card on one of my sales tomorrow morning. Isn't that funny? Small world. Small
Well,
world.
you know, the cool thing, I wanted to show this. This is Tom Scaglione. He's in Tampa Bay. And
Yeah, good guy. Great guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Former president of the of GTAR and former president of the MLS. He's put a recommend button on his card that when you click on it, it's got, like Todd Johnson here, it has the people that he uses, you know, that he refers every day, right? So Jim Artema does videos for home tours, video home tours, and he works with John Marshall, who who basically does wine as gifts for closings, and he works with Michael Hinch, who's a plumber, right? And so anybody
Brian Heckman's a buddy of mine. Yeah, Brian Heckman's a good guy.
So anyway, the bottom line is, you know, instead of having to go and pull out his Rolodex and send Todd Johnson.
So does the recommend button come with the pro version or free version, or which one does that come with?
The free version.
Okay, so guys, here I would highly recommend this. We've always talked about having your sphere of influence, and people need help when they're buying a home. So if you complete your recommend button and put in there people you trust, like and trust, plumbers, CPAs, financial planners, pool guys, lawn guys, electricians, HVAC, all that stuff, they're going to want to go to your card, or to see who those people are, and then you can go show each one of your sphere of influence how to get a card, and then mark it. So if they ever need a lender, it kind of comes back to you, or they need a real estate agent, it comes back to you. It's kind of like building your network in a mobile, in something that everybody carries with them 24/7. It's just an amazing idea.
Well, and the beautiful thing is, listen, there's a lot of technology companies out there that create, good tools, but you got to figure out how to use them on your own. The Savvy card is committed to, I don't know if you've got anybody, that's listening today that uses Zappos, right, to buy shoes from Zappos. And what's so extraordinary about Zappos is their customer care, right? And we've modeled our customer care on Zappos. So if you're a user of Savvy card, whether you're paid or not, you can pick up the phone and call one of our live customer support people, all right here in the USA, in the US of A, and they'll get on the phone and spend as much time as is required to help you get value out of your Savvy card, right? And so let's say you've got 4 or 5 people that are a part of your network, a plumber, roofer, title guy. They can all call up, and we'll walk them through how to get set up, how to link to your card, how to do all of that stuff, right? Because ultimately, we don't do this because we're just nice people. Ultimately, it's the best way to build a business, because every time we do that, we're creating an evangelist, and that evangelist is later going to bring us a paying customer down the road. So it's just good business for us to do.
Right.
So before we run out of time,
the big question everybody has is, so how do I get the listing tab? What do I need to do? Who do I contact? If I know somebody that could bring it to my area, how do I get a hold of them? Who do I get a hold of? Let's see. The IDX looks like they love the pocket listings idea. You do not have to be a realtor to have one of these.
No, you don't have to be a realtor. You don't have to be a realtor, although I'll tell you, I'll answer all these questions. And one of the questions is, how do you get it into your market? And the easiest way is to get your MLS or your association to contact us, and then we'll do a deal. And in the markets that we roll out with the MLS or the association, they pay for the listings button for the realtors at no cost to the realtors. So for example, Miami, where we've rolled it out for all 35,000 realtors in the market, the association pays for the listings functionality for all 35,000 realtors, right? And
that's awesome.
We have premium services that we can offer even above, even though the association is paid for it for the realtors, but you get discounted costs and everything if you're a part of an association that's rolled it out. But let me answer the most important question. How do you guys contact us? So I brought up the Savvy card for our company, okay? So the best way to contact us is go to savvycard.com/savvycard and just call us from our card, okay? And once you call us from the card, if you bookmark this card, there's a member directory and here's everybody in my company. So if you're talking to Justin Kraft, who's our customer advocate, or Ruth O'Leary, who's our director of sales, or or me, if you want to talk to me about how can we work together to get your association on board, you can come and you can basically connect with anybody in our company through our Savvy Card. And this is just one of the other features about Savvy Card that's really powerful. Okay.
That is, I love that, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So the URL again is savvycard.com/SavvyCard. That'll take you straight to this card. And I've got all my team is standing by this afternoon to take phone calls. If you guys call and you get an answering machine, one of my customer advocates will be back in touch with you within 24 hours. Okay. So let me answer the questions about markets. Savvy Card is a St. Petersburg, Florida-based company. We've launched in 3 large markets in Florida. Basically, those markets are Miami, Tampa, and in Fort Myers. Okay. But we've got a deal with MFR MLS, with My Florida Regional MLS, which covers Orlando, Sarasota, basically all of Central Florida. And we'll have deals in place pretty soon for most of the other markets in Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beaches, hopefully Jacksonville, and so forth. So if you're in Florida, there's a pretty good chance that the listings functionality is available for you right now. And you just want to call in, talk to one of my customer support, our customer advocates, and they're going to tell you how to get set up and what it costs. The pricing, which I'll give to you right now, is if you're in a market where the association has not paid for it, it's $350 to set up the program and $30 a month. And that includes the listings, it includes the property cards, it includes all of the features that I showed you today. So let
me just get this straight. So for $350, if I'm a realtor in Michigan, so for $350, it's a one-time fee. You guys set me up with the MLS, and then I have a listings button that's tied to an IDX at $30 a month.
At $30 a month. In the markets that we're in right now, which are mostly the markets I described in Florida. As this year, we're going to be rolling out in a bunch of other national markets. So it looks like Denver, Boston, Las Vegas, and Orange County are next. We're in conversations with the associations and the MLSs in those markets. But we're actively looking to go into every market that we can in the U.S. So if you're in a market that's outside of Florida and we don't currently have plans to go in there, I still want you to call me because I'm going to show you how to start using Savvy Card today as a lead generation tool and as a networking tool. And then I want to partner with you to connect with your association or your brokerage or your MLS so that we can get in conversations with them to get the tool into your market as soon as possible. Okay? So I really...
Cool. Go ahead. Sorry.
If you're interested in our product, I would love for you to call us, and one way or another, we're going to figure out how to create value for you, whether you're in a market we're in today or not.
Mary Ellen is saying I can get the IDX for $700 and then no fee, but what we're saying to provide it through the Savvy Card, it's $30 a month to use their services and have it all talk correctly.
Because where's Mary Ellen at? What market?
She's in Chicago.
In Chicago. Okay, so here's the thing. Even though you've gone and paid for the MLS feed, I still need to integrate it into the Savvy Card, and the cost of integrating it. The Chicago.
And she might not have done it already. She's saying I can pay $700 one-time fee, but still, if you can pay $350 and integrate it, and then $30 a month, you're like way. Your month's down the. And now you have a mobile site that has the ID way ahead.
You're way ahead of the game because you got a lightweight CRM. You got the big things you're getting is property cards for all your listings, right? You're basically getting the equivalent of a mobile website for every home. And I'm telling you right now, the realtors that use that as a competitive advantage to win listings in the markets we're in, they win more listings. And every listing you win is worth tens of thousands of dollars of commission. So you walk in and you show a home seller this tool and how they can use this tool to help sell their own home faster through social media.
Right.
And they're going to list with you. So using Savvy Card, you win more listings, and that's translated into dollars in your pocket, right? So, but we're going to be in Chicago. Mary Ellen, I'm going to be in Chicago the first week of March, meeting with both the associations there I'd love to meet you and have coffee with you and talk about how you can help us get this, into your market as quickly as possible. And if the associations buy it, then it'll be cheaper for you, and there'll be more benefits for you.
Troy Jones, a good friend of mine in Texas, says he's really good friends with the president of North Texas MLS. So, Troy, I will get with you to give you, well, if you, I would personally, Troy, just give the president, whoever the president is, get him in contact with David, who's on the call today, and we can get started. I would love to have this thing in Texas, the whole state of Texas. That would be just amazing. So,
hey, Troy, where are you from in Texas?
Where's Troy from? Man, I should know that. Dallas, I believe.
Yes, I'm a Texas boy as well. I'm from Roscoe.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, if Troy knows where Roscoe is, if he can tell us in the webinar, I'll give him a discount when we roll his card out.
All right. He's actually a good buddy of mine. It's in LO, so he just has connections down there. Hey, two things I want to share before we go. Two things I want to share. One is, guys, if you go to, some people are trying to get this and get the context. So if you go on your phone, open up the Safari, Internet, or whatever you, Google or whatever you have, go to savvycard.com/savvycard, which is right here on the screen you're looking at. And then that'll open up this Savvy card right here and click the call button. That'll call whoever you want, or if you want to go to the Members tab, the Members tab will open up who you want to talk to. So that's leave that number up right there. If you just want to call it, that's the number to call, 727-502-6012. Again, it's 727-502-6012. Two things that Tom brought up. One is the short code. Short code is awesome, so you want to cover that. And before you do the short code, show them the bottom tab. So if you guys open up the Savvy card on your thing and you already have Savvy card, you can save this card under your decks, which show them what the decks are, which is really cool.
Yeah, so I'll show you. I've got Scott's card right here, and I'm going to actually remove it.
Yeah, so I just saved yours, so I just got a couple decks in there right now.
Right. So if I get a card and I'm logged in, you got to log into your account, and you just log in on whatever device you're on. If you're logged into your account and you get a card from somebody, you just scroll to the bottom of the card and touch this button, right, and click Add to My Decks. And then we've got a little tool called Savvy Decks. It's like a Rolodex of cards, and here's all the people whose cards I've stored, and here's Scott's right at the top, right? So then
cool.
I've basically got a little, cloud-based Rolodex of every card that I've ever stored, and it's just easy to get back to it. And so on my iPhone,
easy to call. Yeah.
I actually have a link, an icon that links to savvydex.com, and then I click on that, and it takes me right to this directory of all the, all the realtors.
Perfect.
And here's a home that I was interested in looking at, and it's stored in here as well, right? So it'll pull any Savvy card, including the homes. All right.
Yeah, just remember to save that one. If you, especially if you as an agent start doing this with your clients, or if you show your referral partners, your CPAs, financial planners, if you have their deck, you help them set up a Savvy card and then save it as a deck, as one of your decks. That would be great for everybody. Then you have all their information right there.
Yeah.
The other one is the short code. You want to talk a little bit about the short code?
Yeah, absolutely. So the short codes, some of you guys may be Coldwell Banker agents, and you've seen they've rolled out like some short code tools and everything, but we've got integrated short codes in Savvy card. Now the short codes cost a little bit more because we have to, every time we deploy a short code, we have to pay the short code provider, to do it. So there's a cost over and above the monthly cost for short codes, but you can buy like a bundle of them and then print real estate, or riders for your real estate signs, to link up property cards to the short codes. So the easiest way for you guys to see this is just do it yourself, right? If you text home 1000, home 1000 to this short code 72889, then it's going to push you a Savvy card for a home that's for sale in our market, in the St. Petersburg market. One of Bonnie's.
And I just put that, David, I just put that down in the chat. So I put down in your, there's a little chat button down there that I did to everybody. I put the savvycard.com/Savvy card, and then I put the home 1000 to 72889. And let me just do that again. Home 1000 to 72889, and then it'll send you back a listing. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll put the listing. So what you would do, like Bonnie, again, uses this everywhere that she markets. So she does advertising in magazines, and for every picture for a home that she puts in the magazine, she says, for more information, send to your mobile device, text home 1000 or home 1001 or whatever the number is to 72889. And what's cool is if somebody's walking by her office and sees, a home in the window and wants more information, they can text. If they see a property, a lot of times in St. Petersburg, if it's raining or whatever, all the pieces of paper that are in the little bucket under the sign get wet or they run out. So people are there, they want information, and right now what they have to do is they've got to call the realtor and pester them. But now what Bonnie does is they text, get the card, and they're able to get all the information that they want, and then they only bother Bonnie if they're a serious buyer who's ready to put in an offer or get a walkthrough of the home or whatever, right? And she's using her savvy codes. We call these text back codes savvy codes. She's using the savvy codes for radio advertising, for Angie's List, for all, Craigslist advertising, for anything, right? And she's getting tremendous traction. I could show you Bonnie's traction, right, her metrics. She's getting, since she started the program in March of last year, she's gotten at least 1,000 views for her property cards and for her card every month since she launched. And in the last 2 months, she's getting over 2,000 views a month, right? And,
wow.
Most realtors would kill to get that kind of traction for their website. And she's getting that for herself.
Right. Yeah, this listing thing is really cool, man. And the cool part about it, when you do pull up, once you have your Savvy card, if you pull up the Home 1000, like if you text to 72889, text Home 1000 to 72889, it actually gives you the link to the Savvy card, and then you click on the Savvy card, it opens it up, and then you can save it to your DAX, which is really cool.
Yeah, I'll give you guys another fun one to play with, and you guys can all do me a favor. Text plumber to 72889, and one of my friends is this plumber, Michael Hinch. And if you want to send him an email and just say that you're playing, that you saw his card through this webinar, it'd be cool to get him like 600 people reaching out to him through his card and distract him from fixing drains and stuff for a little bit. But we can set that up for your service providers. Like if you've got a buddy who's a home inspector, then we could have it where you text, Longview home inspector, and his card comes, right? So there's really cool stuff we can do with the text back codes. Before we get out of here, I want to go over one other really important thing, and that is when you guys call us, make sure that you tell the support person that you talk to that you've got a coupon code or an offer code, for Agent Mastermind, and that'll get you a discount on your setup fees. So that's something that Scott asked us to do, and we're happy to do it.
Excellent, man. Good stuff, dude. What if you already have a short code? Then hey, you don't need the short code. Congratulations. The cool part about this system is it has once we get Savvy Card to your area and you have the listings, you get the short code. Is the short code included with the monthly fee?
No, the short code has a cost of the monthly fee. We do one short code for the realtor's card with the monthly fee, but if you want the short codes for the properties, that's additional cost. But it's competitive with what other companies offer. And the question about if you already have short codes, like through your broker or whatever, then you just have to contact your short code provider and give them the URL for the properties, and you can make the short code go to our cards. That's no problem.
Nice, easy. Okay, cool. So if you do have short codes already, you can make it work.
Yeah. So did anybody have any other questions that they wanted to ask?
Does your listing customer? Your listing customer does not have to have the Savvy Card app to be able to. Well, no. He's saying, do they have to have it? No, it's because it's a link. You just need to give them the link to share it, or they could share it on your agent's card too if your agent has it. Right? That would make sense.
Yeah. So you can link up the link through your Savvy Card to any place that you could link a website, right? So we have people like, if you go to my LinkedIn profile, there's a link to my Savvy Card off of my LinkedIn profile. And because it's a web application, they can click on the link, open it up, and contact me, or if I was a realtor, search real estate, and you don't have to download anything, right? It just works, right?
The cool part about it, it does link to your website. You can link it to your website. You can pretty much do anything you want because this is a web-based mobile app. So you're not going to find it in the Apple Store. You're not going to find it in the Droid Store. This is a link that you go to and you save it as a web app on your phone. Am I saying that right?
Yeah. So let me give you guys what's the difference between a web app and a website. Okay. So a web app combines like the functionality of a native app, like a downloadable app off of the App Store, with the ease of accessibility of a website. So it can do anything an app can do, but it does it through the browser so that people don't have to go and download it, right? Because you're going to have a lot of customers that are going to want to interact with this on their laptop, and they can't download and install an iPhone app on their laptop. But with a Savvy Card, they can get it on any device. And, you think about this. If you're using your Starbucks app on your iPhone, let's say one day you want to use it on your buddy's Google, Android device because your iPhone's out of charge. You can't do that, right? But with a Savvy Card, you can bring it up on any device, right? Even if it's your friend's device, you can bring it up. So it's much more flexible than a native application. So, listen, I want to share with you guys one sneak peek. This is something that's going to be coming out in Q2, and this is automated social media marketing for Savvy Card listings. So this is this is a pilot. This is Bonnie's listing, all her listings in St. Petersburg. And what she does is it'll automatically push her listings to a Pinterest page. And then Bonnie can share the Pinterest page with any of her investors or buyers who want to just be able to go and keep up to date on Bonnie's inventory. And if they scroll through here and they see a home they like they go, wow, that's a beautiful home. I want to learn more about it. They click on it, and it takes them to the Savvy Card, and now they can look at the schools and look at the listings and photos. So this is a part of our automated social media program.
Oh, it's on her Pinterest. Okay, nice.
It's on her Pinterest, and this will automatically happen. Again, Bonnie won't have to lift a finger. It'll just automatically. She has a new property, and it'll automatically market through social media. So
that's one thing. That's where I say that doesn't suck.
No.
That's awesome.
This just shows, and the reason I bring this up is I want to show you guys the commitment that we have to automating marketing and making it easier and easier for the realtors to sell real estate. You don't want to be messing around with technology. You want to be talking to buyers and sellers and closing deals. And so Savvy Card, our advisory board includes some great realtors and association executives and brokers. And they're telling us how to make Savvy Card the tool that helps you make money and save time. We're not just technology guys that think we have a great idea. We're building a product in partnership with the real estate industry that is designed to, put more money in your pocket and more time back in your day so you can spend more time with your kids.
All right, man, dude. Amazing technology, man. I can't say enough like how many kudos are coming in. So guys, go to savvycard.com/savvycard to get the number, and if you could pop up that number again if they just want to call it if they have any questions. But I would 100% go to savvycard.com, sign up for a Savvy Card before you do call so you have an account that's something to talk about. If you just go to savvycard.com, or if you want to call these guys to talk about how to get this into your market, that would be a great phone call to have. In Troy Jones, please do that. And in Illinois, it sounds like you're going to be there in March, which is great. How about Canada? Somebody's asking about Canada.
Yeah, so Canada is a big target for us because they have one MLS for the entire country. So that'd be awesome.
Wow.
So if we do a deal with Canada, with CREA, the Canadian Real Estate Association, for any market, we'll have the data for every market. Canada's huge for us. So two quick things to avoid confusion, guys. If you go to savvycard.com, that's the website where you can register, you can sign up and get a free account. You want to go to savvycard.com/savvycard, which will take you to our company, Savvy Card, which gets you the connections to our customer advocates and all that good stuff, okay? But the other thing is, if you guys liked what you saw today, you could do me a real favor. Savvy Card is currently the #20 most popular startup on Angel List. And I don't know if you're investors, if any of you guys have ever invested, then you know what AngelList is. It's like one of the most powerful websites worldwide for startups. And we're number 20 right now worldwide. So if you know any investors, if you know anybody that's a venture capitalist, if you know anybody that's just interested in cool technology, have them go to AngelList. It's angel.co, and find our profile and follow us. And it's easy to do. You just go sign up, go to the account and click on follow, right? That would help us get more visibility, and that's going to help us raise more capital, which is going to help us build more great tools for the real estate industry. So anyway, thank you guys for letting me come on and present today. I'm really excited. Man.
Oops, I think we're losing you. But hey, guys, David, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time, buddy, and awesome. So hey, guys, go to savvycard.com/savvycard. Get your SavvyCard. Here's the number on the screen again. It's 727-502-6012. So thanks so much, everybody, for being here. See you same time, same place next week. And David, look forward to having you back after you have more stuff come up and get you back on here, man.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, everybody.
All right, buddy. Take care. Take care, everybody. Have a great week. Be safe and stay warm. Take care. See you next week. Bye-bye.